Today we are going to learn about how can you find multiples of a number. So far we have been working on factors, the numbers that we multiply to get to a product. Today we're going to work on multiples, which is the number, which is the product, and any number times the product. Let's look at the problem. It takes 8 minutes for a car to make one full turn on the Ferris wheel. If the Ferris wheel continues to turn at the same speed for the next hour, at what times during the hour will car A return to the starting point? Here is our definition of a multiple. A multiple is a product of a given factor and a whole number. You also have this definition in your math notebook. So let's look at step 1. One full turn takes 8 minutes. Therefore, 1 times 8 equals 8. 8 is a multiple of 1 and 8 because 1 times 8 equals 8. One multiple can always be the number that you're starting with. So car A is back at the starting point after 8 minutes. Now let's look at step 2. 2 full turns will take 16 minutes. Because our number is 8, because it takes 8 minutes to go around once, now we're going to multiply 2 times 8, which equals 16. So car A will be back at the starting point after another 8 minutes. Step 3, car A is at the starting point every 8 minutes after that. So since we already did 1 times 8 and 2 times 8, we can do 3 times 8, which is 24, 4 times 8, which is 32, 5 times 8, which is 40, 6 times 8, which is 48, and 7 times 8, which is 56. So during the hour, car A returns to the starting point after 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and 56 minutes. Since there are 60 minutes in an hour, anything after 56 will be more than the first hour. Look at the convince me. We want to know what is the next multiple after 56. And we're not going to use it because it would be after 1 whole hour, which is 56 minutes. So if we were going to find the next multiple, all we have to do is either add 8 to 56 or multiply 8 times 8. And 8 times 8 equals 64, which would be over 1 hour. Let's do the guided practice together. If the Ferris wheel in the example on the previous page turns at the same speed, will car A return to the starting point at 75 minutes? Explain. Well, if the car is going to go 8 minutes each time, we want to know if 8 times anything, I'm going to put a question mark here, would equal 75. Well, I know that 8 times 9 is 72, and 8 times 10 is 80, so the answer is no. It will not return to the starting point at 75 minutes because 75 is not a multiple of 8. Number 2. Suppose the Ferris wheel speeds up so it takes 1 full turn every 6 minutes. When will car A return to the starting point if the Ferris wheel continues to turn for 1/2 hour? Well, if each turn takes 6 minutes, we want to know 6 times what is going to equal a 1/2 hour. And I know a full hour takes 60 minutes, so a 1/2 hour, or half of 60, would be 30 minutes. So 6 times what equals 30? Well, 5. 6 times 5. So car A will return to the starting point after going around 5 times. For numbers 3 through 6, we're going to write 5 multiples of each number. So if my number is 2, I'm going to write it down here so you can see it. We want to make multiples of 2. Well, you can just count by 2s. You can say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You can really use any multiple of 2. So 2 times any number, that answer would be a multiple. Also, any even number would be a multiple of 2. Now let's do number 4. We want to find multiples of 9. Well, we can count by 9s, and we can say 9 times 1 is 9. That would be a multiple. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. I'm going to skip around and mix it up a little bit because there's really no set number of multiples. I know 9 times 10 is 90, and I know 9 times 11 is 99. Those are all multiples of 9. Now we're going to do multiples of 3. I'm going to change the color so you can see it better. So, number 5, we have multiples of 3. Remember, 3 is a factor if you add any 2 digits and it is a multiple of 3. So you can do it that way. Or you can just count by 3s and do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And number 6, multiples of 10. Any number that ends in a 0 is going to be a multiple of 10. We can use 10, 20, we can use, let's do 60, 80, and 200. There are many multiples of 10. Any number that ends in a 0 is a multiple of 10. For numbers 7 through 10, we need to tell whether the first number is a multiple of the second number. So it's asking us here, is 14 a multiple of 2? Well, yes it is because it is even. I'm just going to put a Y. Is 18 a multiple of 3? Sorry, I said that wrong. Is 3 a multiple of 18? The answer for this one would be no, because you can't multiply 18 by anything to get 3. If it was the other way around and it said 18, 3, then yes, 18 would be a multiple of 3. But since it's switched and it's asking, is 3 a multiple of 18? No, because 3 is a factor of 18. All right, moving on. We want to know if 56 is a factor of 9. Is 9 times anything 56? Well, the answer to this one would also be no, because 9 times 6 is 54, not 56. And our last problem. Is 42 a multiple of 7? Well, yes it is, because 7 times 6 is 42. Make sure that you're reading everything very carefully, because some of the questions do try to confuse you, like number 8 that we just did. Go ahead and do numbers 11 through 26 on page 395. Then on page 396, do numbers 27, 29, 32, and 33, and then come show me.